viewers, it's time for some news, the Train Sim World 4 roadmap. As usual, I read this to improve the accessibility of the information, to make it available to those who can't come here and read it, or will not. Perhaps don't have time, perhaps just can't. Anyway, in the 0 to 3 month time frame, we have the Spring Core update, we have Semmeringbahn, Wiener Neustadt to Mörschelschlag, the Lear commuter New York to Long Beach, Hempstead and Hicksville, the DBBR 218 from TSG, partner releases, the Cargo Line Volume 2, aggregates, Skyhook Games, 5 Circle improvements. In the 4 to 6 months time frame, San Bernardino line, Los Angeles to San Bernardino, the UK route, a ScotRail Class 380 loco. Partner releases, we have the ScotRail Class 158 loco from Skyhook Games, the D loco from SimTrack Studios, an Expert BR101 from TSG, Train Sim Germany. In the release date TBC, we have the 420, still, it's been there a little while. Tadami line, Azu Wakamatsu, Tadami Union Workshop. Route from Alan Thompson Simulation, the Colin Arkin timetable update, the BR Class 104 and Peak Forest expansion pack from SimTrack Studios. A UK route from Just Trains, 5 Circle Line 11 branch update from Rivet Games. Suspension improvements, PC editor improvements. And let's get into the roadmap. We've got our next monthly developer update for you, and I'm reading it to you right now. In this roadmap update, expect a range of new announcements starting in the US with the new Lear commuter, as well as all new locos coming to Train Sim World with the ScotRail BR Class 380, and the TSG team are bringing both the new Expert tier loco with the DBBR 101 and additionally the DBBR 218. Just to note, these will be a lot harder to drive deliberately. That's the idea. Expert. A new first look for Semmeringbahn is out now with the preview live stream in just a couple of days. Additionally, we have some updates from Skyhook Games on both the ScotRail BR Class 158 and the Cargo Line Volume 2 aggregates pack, and finally a UK route in the work from the Just Trains team. Outside of add-ons, we have various development updates to share, including our latest progression for the suspension improvements. Formation Designer will be coming to consoles this week, alongside a Spring Core update, which will bring a wide range of core changes and key fixes. Junior character animator Oliver for a new episode of Inside Development. We'll probably skip that one like we usually do in these reads though. They have been live already on YouTube. The Semmeringbahn Wiener Neustadt to Mörschelschlag. Checking back in on Semmering Pass, we're looking to get this in your hands in just over a week from today to celebrate our Austrian Alpine adventure. We have a first look trailer for you all to watch. Unfortunately, it's not actually in the roadmap article, but it is on YouTube. For those who want to get a closer look at the OBB 116 Taurus, make sure you didn't miss our walk around preview video. We shared it last month. And we have the Taurus flying over a bridge. Still not had enough? Well, be sure to join us this Thursday at 7 PM 1900 UTC in just 2 days for a live stream preview of the route hosted by the Dovetail team. We'll be able to show the full mountain scenery in its glorious detail. Alongside the preview this Thursday, players on Steam will be able to pre-order the route for a 10% discount. We have 2 tourists pulling a container train. Additionally, our teams are looking into adding a small handful of OBB 1116 services to Vorarlberg. We'll share more news when they're ready to release in an upcoming update. And we see a Taurus pulling a set of IC coaches and a 4024 sitting next to it. Lear commuter, New York, Long Beach, Hempstead and Hicksville. Yeah, the one I leaked. Whatever, live with it. Earlier today, we were finally able to announce the upcoming US route, where we're heading back to the Long Island with an all-new Long Island Beach branch extension to the state-of-the-art M9 EMU. And let me just cover the crap I've been hearing. Yes, you're buying it again because it's a new route running from Jamaica, Locust Manor, Laureltown, Rosedale, Valley Stream, Lynbrook, Centre Avenue, East Rockaway, Oceanside, Island Park and Long Beach. The people who are saying that they shouldn't have to pay for this, well, what if a new London Underground route came out and it was not connected to Bakerloo, and you went, I'm not buying it because I've got Bakerloo. Don't be twats. Anyway, if you head over to the LIR commuter announcement article, we shared loads of details talking about the new and updated rolling stock services signaling, as well as the return of a guard mode scenario, and naturally I'll read that to you as well in a separate video. In summary, Lear Commuter will feature a total of 57 miles of network to operate the new Long Beach branch with 10 stations, new abandoned Woodhaven station on part of the Atlantic branch, new M9 EMU, updated M7 EMU, updated reworking of the schedule with significantly more services, plus more for those with the M3 EMU loco add-on, new scenarios including double duty where you can play as a conductor, updated reworking of Sunnyside Yard, updated station areas with updated station lighting and textures, updated scenery textures, water materials, and increased fidelity with the landscape texture blending. New full TSW4 feature set, including scenario planner with chained paths, volumetric fog, rain effects, as well as the TOD4 lighting and dynamic weather from TSW3. We also discuss unique gameplay features you experience on this route, as well as the pricing details, discounts available all within the article, so there'll be a separate video on that. And we can see a M9 sitting in the Long Beach platform. We know you're all keen on seeing more. Throughout the month, we'll be sharing further video spotlights of Lear Commuter ahead of our preview live stream coming later this month. So start preparing yourselves to experience America's busiest commuter railroad. And here we see an M9 and an older M7 sitting in a platform together. ScotRail BR Class 380. We hope you all enjoyed our April Fool's teasers we shared last week. Did you manage to spot anything interesting in this post? Well, for those of you who caught on, we can now reveal the ScotRail BR Class 380 is officially coming soon as an add-on for Cathcart Circle. Here's the latest progress from our artist. As you can see, it's still awaiting an interior and is yet to go in game, but progress is strong and we'll keep you informed in the coming months. There's a work in progress image of the 380. For those that don't know, the Class 380 comes from the Desiro family of trains, but features a design unique to ScotRail. They've been running services on Scotland's electrified rail network since 2010, including the likes of Cathcart Circle, but also saw a brief stint on Edinburgh to Glasgow route when it was first electrified. There's plenty of time to get into the details, but to answer a few burning questions, as you can see, the 4 Class 380/1 has been modelled. The 3 Car 380/0 will also be represented. This will allow for 3, 4 and 6 car services across an all-new Cathcart Circle timetable, making use of both the 314 and the 380. We will share more soon, but you can expect all the playable services you're used to, plus a few which were missing, and a much richer Glasgow Central brimming with AI. It is too early to say whether it will appear on ScotRail Express Edinburgh Glasgow. Rivet are keen to explore where they can use the Class 380, but at the very least, this will offer some transition period potential with the likes of Scenario Planner. The Expert DBBR 101 developed by TSG. The Class 380 wasn't the only April Fool's fun we had, as we celebrated with Dosto Appreciation Day, a very real holiday in train sim world lore. We're excited to announce the re-release of the iconic DBBR 101 locomotive, now in a meticulously crafted expert version that aims to serve players who are interested in a much more detailed, authentic experience. This new expert edition, developed by the TSG team, comes with a brand new cab car, the BPMMBDZF, bloody Germans, and enhances the immersive experience for enthusiasts. Key features of this expert version include the Expert DBBR 101 with 2 cab variants, MFD and MFA, new refined physics for a more realistic simulation, fully functional screens within the cab, including abilities like disabling specific traction motors, extensive fault simulation if enabled, energy counter to measure how efficiently you drive, realistic door operation with TBO and SFTF door control systems, full digital displays, all screens and subscreens, real train data input with PZB and LZB data entry, sound improvements with new sound recordings, upgrading older capture, player enterable machine room, engine room modelled in, accessible driving mode main menu setting for setting functionality at a typical level to other TSW locomotives. And they're showing an image of one of the screens here, and it's lit up with swing brim songs, so we know what happened there. Work in progress. We want to advise you that will be very challenging locomotive to master, even for those who are very experienced with Train Sim World. However, there will be a menu setting that enables a more accessible driving mode for the Expert DB 101, which will allow you to take advantage of all the new features at a level which is more expected when compared to how other locomotives are driven. To set expectations with the inclusion of these advanced features, enthusiasts can expect a higher price point reflective of the expert locomotive category. We look forward to sharing more details about the release with you all in following roadmaps, bringing in more insight from the TSG development team, sharing screenshots and highlighting the new advanced features in detail. This idea of an expert loco may be familiar to those who participated in our recent TSW player survey, and it serves to elevate the experience and simulation to the highest level seen yet in Train Sim World. This will be the first expert loco we've released, and currently we don't have any others planned. We're excited to hear your thoughts and feedback. Please let us know if there's something you'd like to see more of. And we can see a work in progress shot of the new cab car as well. The TSG team are currently exploring options where the Expert 101 will work in timetable mode, and we will share more details of this in upcoming roadmap and news articles. As a note, the original DBBR 101 Loco add-on will not be altered and will continue to exist as a separate add-on. This announced expert version will act as a new release. DBBR 218, developed by Train Sim Germany. Alongside the Expert BR 101, we have an extra surprise reveal for today in the form of the mighty DBBR 218. Summarising on TSG's behalf, here's James Lewis with more. As can be common with many developers, including ourselves, different teams work on different projects, and TSD is no exception, which is how they are getting a double feature this month. Anyway, onto the good bits. The DBBR 218 is a classic German diesel hydraulic locomotive which originates from the 1960s. Built to work mixed traffic, they became well known throughout the remainder of the 20th century as the backbone of the Deutsche Bundesbahn's mainline diesel fleet. Cool exhausts. For Train Sim World 4, the DBBR 218 marks the first mainline diesel for Germany and focuses on the examples fitted with the TB11 engine. The BR218 will come with its own version of the DB N-Wagon, complete with a Karlsruhe cab car, which has an alternative cab controls used for remotely operating diesels. You can see a screenshot from the cab car. The BR218 were once common on the Hamburg-Lübeck line, and that is where it will be most at home, but it will also make for a natural fit on more recently released Maintalbahn, wherever you like, with free roam and scenario planner. There's a shot of the cab. We'll continue to keep you updated on the progress of the DBBR 218 in our news and announcement posts. A new UK route from Just Trains. As a final mention, in our upcoming content section, we wanted to announce that the Just Trains team are working hard on a new UK route, which you can see reflected in this month's roadmap graphic. We're not ready to share more details just yet. We'll be back with Just Trains team to share more information in the coming month. Third-party update, an update on the Fife Circle line. Shortly after the London Overground release, Rivet Games took us north to the Fife Circle line, our latest release with a splendid view of the picturesque coastline and the iconic Forth Bridge. Since then, Rivet Games team have also confirmed they are hard at work on a post-release update, which will include 33 new services added to the base layer to and from Edinburgh Waverley to Cowden Beath. Layer with 6 rail tour services using Flying Scotsman Loco Mark 1 and Mark 2 coaches and the Blackpool Large Logo Class 47. A layer with 2 rail tour services using the Black Jubilee and Mark 1 coaches. Additionally, many more improvements from community feedback. So far, the team has already made a good deal of progress on these improvements, and we're hoping to get these to you as soon as possible. Keep an eye over our announcements for more news on when you can expect these. They also committed into adding the Leven branch to Fife Circle once the branch has reopened, and their teams can begin work. This will likely be introduced into the route after they've had a chance to work on the above improvements. ScotRail BR Class 158. Skyhook Games have been making good progress with changes for the Class 158 model, and they wanted to share an overview of what you can expect to be different with this loco head-on. Exteriors changes, new snowplow air dam, new air conditioning roof vents, remodeled headlights, new door buttons, new drop white window arrangement, cab changes, new fan and wiring, new additional phone, new AWS plunge, new reverser, additional screen and fuses, interior changes, new seating, new luggage racks, remodeled disabled and toilet seats, toilet areas? What? Toilet areas? We're getting toilets? New bike racks, new PIS display. The Class 158 will support both the Edinburgh, Glasgow and Fife Circle line routes for Train Sim World, with a set of 3 scenarios as well as timetable and journey chapters in each. Their teams are currently investigating where to include the Class 158 in timetable services, and we will share more details and screenshots with you in following updates and news announcements. Cargo Line Volume 2 aggregates. Additionally, the Skyhook Games team have been hard at work in the upcoming Cargo Line Volume 2 aggregates pack, which alongside the new HOA Bogie Hopper Wagon will provide new gameplay in the form of scenarios and services for both Great Western Express and Midland Mainline. You can see here a graffiti covered wagon branded VTG alongside a Class 166. If you want to find more details from Skyhook, they previously shared an article which we've been through before. The pack will provide, we've got an image of a 66 in EWS with the graffiti covered wagons in the background. The pack will provide 2 variations on the HOA hopper, both coming in several different conditions to enhance the realism and love the opportunity to load the wagons with stone for hauling during the scenarios. Skyhook have also added 2 new scenarios for the southeastern high-speed route with this pack, and you can utilise the power of Scenario Planner and free roam to make even more use of these wagons. Lucerne Cersei SBB licensor changes. Based on feedback from the licensor and providing a safer interpretation of the route, the team at Rivet Games have made some small changes to the RABE 523 on the S-Bahn Central Schwyz Lucerne Cersei route. We've outlined these below. Visual differences to the flashing of the yellow and red door release buttons. Pantograph now activated and deactivated through the master key. Target speed indicator changed to yellow. We wanted to make you aware of these changes now will be implemented in a future update. Patches and updates. This is what we want. The Spring Core Update. Our next major core update will be coming to Train Sim World 4 this Thursday, April 11th, with improvements and key fixes to core systems and a range of changes to the London Overground Suffragette Line, Maintalbahn, Rosenheim, and the OBB 4024, alongside a range of smaller improvements to various routes. As a note, some of the Spring Core patch headliners. Player assist settings will now correctly save their configuration on console platforms. Correct scoring adjustments when using safety systems and various adjustments to scoring thresholds to enable medal collection on Maintalbahn, Bremen, Oldenburg, Rosenheim and Blackpool branches. In Scenario Planner, custom weather should correctly appear when restarting the game and playing after user creates a scenario. Formation Designer, multiple improvements and fixes including the console platforms into the beta. London Overground, Class 710 passenger doors will no longer show as locked if automatically closed. Maintalbahn improvements to substitution to allow for the 628 and the red 363 to appear in AI traffic. Our intention for the next core update is to aim at key improvements for recent UK content alongside a range of other important core improvements and various fixes. This update will also include our next phase of improvements to Formation Designer, including bringing console players on the beta. Find more details further on. Progress on improvements, Formation Designer coming to consoles. Since we launched the Formation Designer beta, many of you on PC systems have been thoroughly enjoying the new ways in which you can assemble your own consists and formations and have an additional layer of creativity when playing in Scenario Planner or when using free roam mode. We know that many of you have yet to have the chance to experience this, and today we'd like to share our plan through multiple phases as we move towards full release. Coming out later this week, including in the Easter Core update, we'll begin the second phase of our plan for Formation Designer outlined below, which means we'll be welcoming in our eagerly awaited console players to the beta. Phase 1, initial beta on PC platforms, which is done. Phase 2, welcoming console platforms and additional improvements coming soon. Phase 3 will be Creators Club functionality plus additional improvements. Phase 4, full release, removing the beta tag. We will keep you updated on the timelines for the following phases as we welcome in users on both Xbox and PlayStation. The next milestone after this will be allowing for custom created contents of combinations to be shared via Creators Club, similar to Livery Designer and Scenario Planner. Thank you for an incredible range of feedback so far. We've been able to address a few key areas of community issues with this update on Thursday. Maintalbahn stock should now be correctly utilised in Formation Designer. Rosenheim stock should now be correctly utilised in Formation Designer. Fixed a crash instance when adding and duplicating locos. Fixed a crash instance which occurred when adding custom formations. We'll look to support and gather feedback on the update with console players joining in Formation Beta this week. As a note, with the feature still in beta, we expect you may run into various issues when trying the tool, and we ask if you do encounter any difficulties, please raise these on the dedicated Formation Designer discussion forums where we can share this with our internal development teams. We hope you're excited to get creative and test out the new feature, whatever platform you're using. Suspension improvements. We wanted to share where we're up to with our progress for suspension improvements. Progress continues, and this month we have a spotlight video of the OB4024 Talent 1 using the new suspension system from both an external and ECAB perspective. And I get the impression there probably should be a video in that blank spot, but there isn't one. In this latest video showcasing suspension, you'll see the OBB4024 being put through its paces. Aside from being implemented on the train, however, we've also been looking at the feedback from the beta team and made some changes to how the train wheels react to certain junction gaps and so forth. It was felt that the experience was too intense. We're continuing to refine and improve, but wanted to share an update for how things are progressing. We're incredibly grateful for all the feedback we received when we shared our first suspension video in site with Class 66, and once again we'd like to invite you to all share initial feedback for the video shown, especially with experience riding the 4024. So if you know the train, give feedback. If you don't, you can expect us to come back next month and continue to share more progress on the suspension improvements we're implementing. Updating of passengers. Back in March, we released our Adventure adventure across the London Overground with the release of Suffragette Line into TSW4. In case you missed it, feel free to watch the Out Now trailer. Since then, some of you have spotted that our usual passengers have been wearing updated outfits and equipment, as well as dozing off in new dioramas across the line. We wanted to talk with our junior character animator, Oliver. He's a cool guy. About all the types of character dioramas you can find that have been included with this release. I'm actually going to skip this stuff because we should do it in a separate article. We've got another one with an LNER driver playing TSW4, which will also skip because it's not really roadmap material. Okay, there will be the roadmap video already live from DTG if you want to go and watch it. Alrighty, thanks folks, enjoy yourselves. As usual, any questions, chuck them down below, and as usual, I read this to improve the accessibility. See you later. Bye.
We played a game.